I'm here at Bellies to Abs with Adriana Echeverri, the owner. How are you?
Good, good, thank you.
Tell me about Belly to Abs. How did you come up with the name? Because that's really cool. And I was thinking on the way here, I was thinking, okay, belly and my abs. So, like I need to see my abs.
Right.
But so I can get the belly to abs in my world.
Right,
so tell me what it means for you.
Well, it's funny. That's a great question actually, because the name came up in a class in Curacao. I was teaching a class, and we had over 20-something women in the class. And when the class stopped, the air conditioning had broken, so we had fans. So it was really hot. And one of the students said, she goes, oh, why is the class over? Can we shimmy a little bit more? And I'm like, are you guys kidding me? And then they're like, yeah, we want to shimmy more. Can we just, exaggerate the movements more, because, I really want to work out. So that's where Belly to Abs came from. It came from that woman who had given birth to twins. And she had stretch marks all the way from here, all around, all the way down. And she was very self-conscious about her body. Well, that day she took off her top and she was dancing in a bra. And it came to the point where she was so self-conscious, but that moment everybody just stopped and looked at her, because she could care less of that. She was more than that. So I said to myself, I'm like, this is great. I need to create a fitness class with belly dance moves and techniques, and make it more of like the Zumba of belly dance, And so the name Belly to Abs came into it because of this woman. Though she didn't have the abs because she had just given birth, that's where I got. I said, okay, I want her to feel. She felt like she did have a six-pack, and at the end of the day, that's how we want to feel. You see a woman walking by and you think of her physically. You're like, well, she's not that attractive, but she walks with such confidence, and people are looking at her, and that's what they're looking at, the confidence, not necessarily physically what we're thinking or what the media is telling us how to look, a woman should look like, but how she feels. So Belly to Abs it came from that class in Curacao, and I've been developing that program for the past 7 years.
I am holding your book right now, and I'm so excited. It's called I Choose to Be Happy. Let's talk about that. Tell our viewers exactly what this book is about and why they need to go out and purchase it.
I Choose to Be Happy is an autobiography. It talks about from back into my grandfathers to myself up to last year. So it's a journey of finding yourself. It's a journey of being able to be happy. And it's a story. It's a tough story, but it's a very beautiful story. And I hope that people can relate to some of the things that are in there.
So tell us a little bit about the journey. How has that journey been for you? You are so successful. Everyone recognizes you as being the place to come to for empowerment. Most of your clientele are women, and they love to be here. So talk to me about that.
The journey has been it's been a tough journey, but nonetheless a very successful one, because everything that I've visualized since I was little, I've been able to accomplish. And I think that it was very important for me to write the book. It's very important for me to have this studio, because it opens a door to a lot of the women that are going through something difficult in their lives. So it's a very empowering journey, and nonetheless one that I'm very thankful for.
So let's talk a little bit about the journey. How was it for you getting started? When did you realize that this was where you wanted to be today?
I think it started from a very early age. I started dancing when I was 4. And going through some very tough times, and you'll be able to read that in the book, dancing was an outlet for me. It was a way to express my feelings. So belly dancing was one of those things that I tried out as one of these classes, and I fell in love with it. From then I traveled. I lived in Ireland, I lived in Curacao, I lived in London, I lived in different places in the world, and that's what I did. I opened up studios, I started teaching, and I realized that there was a gift. I had a gift to teach, and because of that I've been, I think, successful in the sense, not monetarily, and that's also good, but in a way that I've been able to touch people's hearts, and that's the most important thing. I think, for me.
Now, you're recognized with a significant amount of support with wellness, and your dancing is very associated with wellness.
Right.
Tell us more about that.
We have, I think the women that come to our studio are women that are looking for something, because either, I mean, we have women that are breast cancer survivors, women that are going through divorces, something very painful. We work with a lot of nonprofit organizations, and all of our classes are not only geared towards fitness, but also empowering women through a particular dance style, whether it's belly dance, flamenco, whether it's chair dance, whatever it is. Our goal as teachers here in the studio is to use that dance and empower them, making them feel good about themselves, and not just physically, but inside. So that's one of our main goals here at the studio.
How do you take them through that journey? How do you specifically help one who may want to come to your studio to seek that assistance from you, from your art?
Right. I think it's making them realize, being self-aware and accept the situation that you're in, and looking at it as of, I'm not a victim, but I'm a survivor. So, I mean, all of our teachers here are very, very special people, and we make them feel comfortable, and that's part of the process. And they, we had a class the other day where we actually had the students look at themselves in the mirror for 30 seconds, and some of them started to cry, and it's because it's hard to see yourself, and not just to, when you're putting makeup on or when you're fixing your hair, you're in front of the mirror, but when you're actually looking at yourself and realizing who you are, you come to a point where you have to accept that person, physically and emotionally. And through dance, it's like a dance therapy almost. You're able to do that.
Was there a time in your life, having danced since the age of 4, that you had some issues that you were going through, that this now being a mentor to other women today through your dance therapy, that you're able to talk about?
Definitely. I mean,
Tell us more.
In my book, I kind of put everything out, as far as being abused from the age of 9, to going through changes in my body, to not feeling very comfortable with myself. I'm able to recognize certain symptoms when I see them in women when they walk in. The way they walk, the way they carry themselves, the way they don't look at you, straight in the eyes for more than 5 seconds. And I'm able to see that. I'm able to see beyond that because I've been there. So that one of the reasons why I wrote the book is because I wanted to let everybody know, hey, you're not the only one going through whatever it is, a divorce, whatever situation, you've been abused in a bad relationship, I've kind of been through through those situations, and I have the ability, I guess, because I've been there, to recognize them, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful to like I said, think of yourself as not a victim but a survivor, and using the beautiful art of belly dance or flamenco or all these other different dances that we have here to transmit that, explore that, and express that.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's amazing. After everything you've gone through, after everything you've accomplished, you're here today, you run and operate a full studio, you have an amazing following, and yet, you have that confidence and that, personality that women keep coming to you
Right.
for their advice, for your support, and you're able to provide that. So on behalf of all the women out there, I'm going to personally say thank you for that. Let's talk a little bit about your childhood. Let's talk about your nationality and
Right.
how you bring your nationality into dancing, and if you do in your dancing.
Well, I am Colombian. I was born and I was in Colombia, in Medellin, till I was about 9 years old, and I moved here. I definitely bring my paisa into my business. That's just a fact. I hustle. I'm always brainstorming, and my childhood was very different, I think, than most people, I guess, that have been brought up here in the United States, because I was born into my father was a politician, and it was very tough, I guess, to grow up in the 80s when drug lords and were ruling our country. So there was a lot of violence, and there was a lot of stuff that I don't wish upon anyone to actually live. But we made it here, and my childhood definitely changed when I came here. It was very different from going to like a all girls Catholic school to boys in your class, so it was very difficult, and it was a change. It was a huge change in my life. But here I am.
Wow. And your English is perfect. I mean, did you have that English in Colombia? Were you able to learn the language there before coming here?
No, I learned English when I came here. There weren't that many Hispanics where we lived when I initially moved here. But I think traveling and the fact that I lived in Ireland for such a long time and in Europe, my English and my accent probably changed and gotten better through the years. So
now, having been to so many different countries, what was the difference that you found from country to country with women, and maybe perhaps either with diseases or maybe with their spirituality? What were some of those differences that you can talk about?
It's funny because we're not that different. We're really not that different. We all have the insecurities. We all go through all these different problems and all these different situations, and cancer doesn't discriminate. Domestic violence doesn't discriminate, no matter where you're from or where you live.
And that's exactly the message that we want our viewers to know, is that no matter where you are, no matter what situation you're going through, there's so many other people, women, men, children that are going through the same
things.
It's just that globally we may not hear about it,
right?
But it's there.
It's definitely there.
Tell me, being from Colombia, how do you go back to Medellin and to where you were born and raised,
right,
to give back to the community?
We do. We actually go. We haven't been back with the same. How we actually, what we do is every year we gather funds, either through our shows or through people that donate money. And what I personally do, I grab a couple of people from there, taxi drivers, and we go to El Éxito, which is your supermarket, and we make little bags of your basics, your beans, your rice, and just the basic things that people need to survive for a month. And we make these little bags, we put them all in trunks of big cars, and we take off and we just pass them out. So we do contribute. I mean, we've been doing this for 5 years, and we haven't been doing it for the past 2 years because we've been focusing more here in Miami, in our community here, because there's a lot going on here, with the recession and all that stuff. But we do go back. We do go back and we do give back. And that's very important to me, especially to the children. There's something amazing that happens to you when you're passing out bags of food. I mean, just your basic needs. And these kids are so happy that they have food, they have something to eat. And so that's really important to me too.
Tell me more about your dancing and where you're going with it. You're developing wellness center.
The whole idea of it is using, like I said before, using dance to empower women. I would love to have 500 different studios all over the place. And I've had different studios in different parts of the world. So I know how, to come in, open, and do what I love to do. I would love to have produce more, have all these wonderful people, all these wonderful women up on stage. Women that felt so bad about themselves when they walked in through the door, and then 6 months down the line, they're on top of a stage dancing, thinking, there's no way I'm gonna be on top of that stage. Look how I look, I'm not fit enough, I'm too old, and I'm to this, and then 6 months later, boom, they're up there. So that's my goal. I guess my goal in life is to just continue empowering women through dance, making them feel absolutely wonderful, because we're all wonderful. And ultimately, just have a bunch of these little gems all throughout the the globe. Yeah, you have to dream big.
Is there any message that you want to add and that you want to give to viewers?
Always find an outlet, whether it's through dance, whether it's through writing, any particular art, a hobby, but always you need to have an outlet. It's very important for us women because we deal with so many different things all at once: kids, husbands, careers. We want to do it all, and we can, but we need an outlet. Cooking, cleaning, whatever it is, find an outlet and use it. Belly dancing. And stay positive. Being happy every day is work. You have to wake up in the morning, and you need to want to be happy every day. It's not just happy people are not just happy all the time. You need to work at it. So just find an outlet and choose to be happy every day.
Adriana, leave us with some parting words that you may want to offer our viewers.
Making the right decision, no matter what your journey is, and making that decision every single day to be happy. It's not a matter of what circumstances you're going through. It's not a matter of the situation that you're in. It's a matter of perspective. It's a matter of a decision, and make it your lifestyle.
Excellent. And tell us where we could find your book.
You can find my book at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. You can just, type in I Choose to Be Happy by Adriana Echeverri, and you'll be able to find the book for $14.95, I think what it is.
Excellent. I'm so proud of you. You've
Thank
done
you.
wonderful stuff. And this has been excellent. And what a pleasure, un placer.
Thank you.
Y muy emocionada estoy yo aquí con Adriana. Muchas gracias.
Thank you so
Chao.
much. Bye.